Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something that might sound super futuristic, but it's actually all around us already. Computer vision.
Yeah.
So what is computer vision, really? I mean, my phone takes pictures, but I wouldn't say it sees anything, right?
Right. It's about giving computers that ability to see images and videos just like we do.
Okay, but how? Like, how does that even work?
Well, think about it like this. It all starts with, capturing the visual data. Like our eyes capture light, a camera or sensor does the same thing.
Okay, that's image acquisition, right? Like the first step.
Exactly. But then things get really interesting.
That's where the AI comes in.
You got it. The computer actually cleans up the image. Like sharpening details, adjusting the lighting, that sort of thing.
So it's like a digital makeover for the picture. Yeah. It's called pre-processing. And it helps the AI, actually see clearly.
Makes sense. So then what?
Then it's on to feature extraction. Basically, picking out the key features in the image.
Like the shapes, the colors, the edges.
Exactly. All those things that make an object unique. It's like how we might notice, the veins on a leaf or the colors in the sunset.
Cool. But how does the computer actually understand what it's seeing?
That's the final step, recognition and interpretation. This is where algorithms and models kind of come into play. Algorithms, you can think of them like sets of rules, and models, they're more like the computer's experience.
So the computer uses those to figure out what it's looking at.
Exactly. And that's how, your phone knows it's your friend's face in a photo, or how a self-driving car can navigate traffic.
Yeah, self-driving cars, that's a perfect example of how this is getting really advanced.
Right. It's mind-blowing when you think about it. I mean,
Right.
The car has to see the road and the lanes and other cars, but then it also has to predict what drivers and pedestrians are going to do.
Yeah. That's crazy. And you know what else is amazing? Image search. Remember when we used to scroll through pages and pages of results?
Ugh, don't remind me. That took forever.
I know. But now, thanks to computer vision, we can just upload a picture and boom, we get similar images. It's like magic.
Right. It's become so seamless. And think about, social media. Like when your phone recognizes your friends in photos and suggests tags, that's all computer vision too.
It's everywhere. And it's not just about convenience, it's changing whole industries too. I mean, we talked about self-driving cars, but I'm really curious about healthcare. How's it being used there?
Yeah, healthcare is a big one. Computer vision is already helping doctors analyze medical images, like x-rays and MRIs.
Right, I've heard about that. Is it true that it can catch things that doctors might miss?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, think about it. A radiologist might look at hundreds of images every day. It's easy to get tired, and miss something small. But computer vision, it never gets tired.
So it's like having a second pair of eyes, a super-powered pair of eyes.
Exactly. And not only that, it can help develop new diagnostic tools and assistive technologies too. It's really changing patient care.
Like what kind of tools?
Well, for example, there are systems that can analyze images of skin lesions to check for skin cancer, and they're really accurate.
Wow. That could really help with early detection, right?
For sure. Early detection is key for so many diseases. And then there are things like devices to help people with visual impairments.
Oh, yeah, like those glasses that can read text aloud.
Exactly. They use cameras and algorithms to identify objects and text. It's like having a personal guide describing the world around you.
That's amazing. It's so cool how technology can help people like that.
It really is. And this is just the beginning. Computer vision is also making a big impact in manufacturing, retail, you name it.
What about manufacturing? I bet it's helping with automation.
Big time. Think about quality control, checking products for defects. Traditionally, someone had to do that by hand.
Right, and that must be super slow, especially if you're making a lot of products.
Exactly. But now, cameras and sensors can do it way faster and more accurately.
So it's faster and better. That's got to be good for business.
Absolutely. It can mean lower costs and better products for everyone.
Okay, what about retail? I know some stores are using facial recognition, which kind of creeps me out.
Yeah, I get that. The privacy stuff is definitely a concern. But computer vision can also do things like track inventory, improve store layouts, even personalize the shopping experience.
So instead of employees counting everything on the shelves, the cameras can do it.
Yep. And by watching how customers move through the store, they can figure out where to put things to increase sales. It's pretty smart.
Wow, it's like the store is constantly adapting.
Yeah. And don't forget about transportation. We talked about self-driving cars, but it can make trains and planes safer too.
Man, computer vision really is everywhere. It's kind of crazy how much it's changed things already.
That's true. And it's just going to keep growing. but, there are some challenges too.
Like what? We talked about privacy already. What else is there?
Well, one of the biggest things is making sure these systems are used responsibly. You have to remember, they're only as good as the data they learn from.
So if the data is biased, the results will be biased too.
Exactly. Like that saying, garbage in, garbage out. So it's super important to make sure the data is diverse and represents everyone.
Yeah, we don't want it to benefit just a small group of people.
Right. And it's not just about bias. There's also the issue of jobs. As computer vision gets better, it might start doing jobs that humans used to do.
That's a worry. Automation is a good thing, but it can also hurt people's jobs.
Definitely. We need to think about how to deal with that. Maybe retraining programs or even changing our economic systems.
Yeah, that's a big question for society. But for now, what can we do as individuals? How can we be smarter about using this technology?
I think the most important thing is to be aware of how it's being used and to ask questions. Don't just believe everything you see or hear, Do your own research. Think critically.
So basically, be an active participant, not just a passive consumer.
Yeah, we all need to have a say in this, This technology is going to affect us all.
It really is. You've done a great job of explaining how it's already impacting healthcare and manufacturing. I mean, it's not just some obscure thing anymore. It's changing the world.
Yeah, and I think the coolest part is how it's actually helping us do things better. It's not about replacing us, but giving us new tools, making us more efficient and accurate.
Like a partner, not a replacement. I like that. Imagine doctors using computer vision to diagnose diseases better, or architects designing amazing buildings with AI help.
Right. Or city planners using it to improve traffic flow, or scientists tracking deforestation. It could be used for so many things.
I'm getting pretty excited about all this, but we have to be realistic too. We talked about bias and jobs. Anything else we should be worried about?
Privacy is a big one.
Yeah.
As this tech gets more powerful, there are concerns about surveillance and tracking. Stuff being done without our knowledge or consent.
That's a scary thought. We need to make sure we're protecting our privacy, even as we use this technology.
Exactly. We need rules and regulations to make sure it's used ethically. That's crucial.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of how computer vision works to all the amazing ways it's being used.
Yeah, it's been a great discussion. But before we go, I want to leave our listeners with one thought.
What's that?
Don't just be a bystander. Be curious. Ask questions. Learn about this technology. It's going to shape our future, so we need to be a part of that.
I love that. Be an active participant, not just a passive consumer. So to all our listeners out there, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged with this amazing technology.
And who knows, maybe one of you listening will come up with the next big breakthrough.
That's it for our deep dive into computer vision. We hope you learned something new and exciting today. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those questions coming.